And I'm telling you, folks, this is an amazing, absolutely amazing piece. Who did the vocal characterizations?
Well, pretty much all of them were done by two guys. One's name is Jess Harnell, and the other one's name is D.C. Douglas, and they did all the characters in the movie. So, I mean, they're extraordinarily talented people that we got to work with this show, and we worked with a great animation house that did top-end work. I mean, you know, the whole thing is we felt like we had to do a really A-level project that just wasn't good for, you know, on a relative basis. Like, oh, that's really good for a film on the Federal Reserve.
Right, yeah, I know,
exactly. Libertarian.
Yes, exactly. No, you made it.
It's got to be good,
okay.
like against the big players good. And then we were determined this is going to look as good as anything any major media outlet's going to make. That was our intent. So we didn't sacrifice.
Oh no, obviously you didn't. How many people worked on this film?
Oh, a whole bunch. I mean, we had at the animation company. I mean, you know, there's probably, I don't know, 30 different animators. You know, you've got we had a composer, we had multiple people who did the ADR and the sound mixing. We had an editor, a creative partner, and a whole bunch of people.
I'm curious, Ted. Did you get a chance to talk with the various people who were working on the film, like the animators, and what were their general attitudes? Was it just another job, or was there something special in the air, so to speak?
Well, I can tell you, I didn't talk to every single animator. I talked to the lead animators who did the designs of a lot of the characters, and the people who ran the animation company itself. I mean, we went in and everybody did this at basically, you know, kind of a cost, you know, at cost level basis. And when we went in with just the script and everything, they loved it. I mean, that's honestly one of the reasons they did great work, but we felt like it was a bit serendipitous because these guys were kind of, you know, they had a lot of the same feelings about the system and just kind of how things worked, and they thought it was a great opportunity to do something really creative and really different that hadn't been done before. So for them, it was, you know, we were willing to be really creative and hopefully they'd walk out with something for their showpiece, and they were passionate about what we were trying to accomplish. So it made for a really good fit, and they worked really hard on it. Everybody worked really hard on it, you know, even though this thing was expensive, but as expensive as it was, nobody really made any profit out of it.
Yeah, that tends to be how these things end up working. During the production of Dustin Hoffman's Wag the Dog, the production team broke down and moved the set every day because they feared being shut down by the government, and they made that movie in 29 days. Did you have any similar concerns or experiences during the making of The American Dream?
No. We didn't really have any concerns. I mean, one is because we did it in a very contained area. We didn't really need permits we didn't really need permission, you know. I mean, it's you're not out there with camera crews and
no visits from the DHS or the Fed or any federal agencies at all. Okay, that's good to know. In your bio, you mentioned the need to make high-quality films with high-quality messages. What is the most important message you hope the viewers get from The American Dream? There's so much in there.
Well, I mean, I think that the most important idea is that you can't – well, first off is that you can't have liberty without truth. I believe the liberty is the most important mission statement. It's like you quoted me before. It is the most important, most viable, most amazing thing to bring human to let people, you know, achieve their highest level of human achievement. It allows, I think, for them to achieve their highest level of spiritual achievement, and I think it also provides for the most amount of prosperity. You know, which adds for the quality of one's life that's ever been created. When you have liberty in all facets, economic and civil, you truly have the best opportunity for humanity to maximize to maximize its potential. And the more you infringe on that, the more you rob of that idea. And I think what we're trying to show is we want people to take away the message that don't prescribe to a lie just because it's easier today. Do the right thing. Just desire the truth regardless of if there's some pain involved, because ultimately it'll liberate you and it'll set you free. So we want to get that message across. And then, on a more very practical, tangible level, I don't understand how you proclaim to have a capitalistic economy and you have an economy that says you're all these things, and how do you have a truthful economy when your money's a lie? And we just felt like that the basis for any economy is the medium of its exchange. So if the medium of its exchange is rotten, well then is that not going to somehow rot your economy? My answer is yes. And I think we're starting to see what happens when, a fiat currency allows for rampant government, expansion, and you see all these cans kicked down the road where we've dealt less and less in reality, since 1913.
And Washington himself said if we ever allowed ourselves to again deal with this unfunded paper, that's it. We're toast. Has the American Dream been, or is it being submitted for consideration for any of the film awards?
Well, we submitted it for the Oscars. It didn't ultimately come down to be one of the final 5 that were selected. I mean, that was really primarily the only one that we submitted it for. We didn't put it through all the festivals and everything. I mean, part of it is that this, is my partner and I both, we have full-time jobs. We don't have a staff. We're putting this thing out by ourselves, and we're trying to maximize, the limited funds that we have to market it and maximize its impact.
Do you have any plans for distribution of the film?
Well, we're working on it. We actually, there's a company we're talking to. Well, a couple people we're talking to in Europe and things that want to put it into different languages and put it out there. We have the film we're selling on from our website on DVD. We also have posted it on our YouTube page and just asked people to support us with donations. Primarily we're going to be screening it actually right before Ron Paul speaks at CPAC.
That's great. Cool. Great idea. That's excellent. Yeah. That'll get a tremendous amount of exposure. I was about to say, how do people get a copy of it? So they can go to www.theamericandreamfilm.com. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And from there, they can get their own copy of it.
They can order the DVD, and yes, and we're working on being able to ship the DVD to more countries right now. We soon hopefully will have some T-shirts, which I think turned out pretty well. So, and then we have a donation option too if it's easier for you to watch it online and send it to your friends. I mean, it's just like I've said in pretty much every time I've got an opportunity to speak, this stuff is really expensive. I think it's really, really important that we rebrand and have, different media messages at this level. And if people want that and they care about liberty, like, they need to support the furthering of those efforts. So, we're just saying, hey, if you care, support it,
Absolutely.
Watch it. If you like it, support it.
Absolutely. We'll also put links to this up on our website. Oh, absolutely. I completely agree with you on that. We're very much on the same page. And I'm not just a broadcaster. I'm a researcher. And I want to say to you, Tat, this is a well-done piece. I am extremely impressed. And those people who know me know that I do not impress easy. Has the success of this film inspired thoughts of making more freedom films? Do you have any other such projects in the planning stages?
Well, actually, yes. I mean, we never saw this as a one-off, but as a first of many. We're sort of using this as a test case to figure out what a sustainable model is, going forward. Is it doing 30-minute shows? Is it doing a narrative TV show and trying to get a network on board? Is it doing a feature film? we have an idea that actually we just really started working on for a feature, a full-length feature that hits on kind of a broader topic, but it'll still be in a similar genre. It'll be very political satire. It'll be, half kind of documentary like this and half just pure narrative entertainment that really takes, a political shot at the system. So we're sort of working that out, and, I think once we get the script finished on it, we'll see if we end up really feeling like, okay, that's all what we want. It'll just be about putting together the money again. I mean, that's really what it is. So we have a lot of ideas for a lot of things, varying length. Just depends on what opportunities we have.
I hope you will stay in touch, because I want to do what I can to help promote and support what you're doing as well. We're coming from cut from the same cloth kind of place on this. The film is The American Dream. The website is www.theamericandreamfilm.com. My guest has been Tad Lumpkin. Tad, thanks so much for doing the film, and thanks so much for spending the time with us discussing it. We really appreciate it. It is a good piece.
Well, thank you. Thanks so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
All right. Tad Lumpkin, theamericandreamfilm.com.